Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to another live session. And today we'll be speaking on communication, basically, but if on relationship.
Could you speak up a bit?
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be speaking on relationship, basically on communication.
Okay.
On how to achieve effective communication in dating and courtship. So let's start. So one thing about a fact I would like to establish about in courtship now. Let's talk about courtship. Sorry, that is the one that will lead to marriage now. That it is not in the length of it, but in the quality of the courtship that will determine a pathway to a successful marriage tomorrow. Okay.
Right.
So I think we'll start, right?
Okay.
We've started. We've been doing this for, I think, this is the third week now.
Yes.
And we discussed about love, sex, right?
Yeah,
and now relationship now. So I pray that you get better understanding and better light. So the first thing we'll be looking at is, let me ask, what should a quality relationship entail? Let's talk about quality relationship. Yes. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Quality communication.
Okay, quality communication. Okay.
Quality communication is a thing.
Okay. So let's start. So what is communication? Yeah.
Okay. Communication. Now I'll give us the dictionary definition, if I'll put it that way, which is the process by which information is exchanged between individuals or group utilizing a common system of symbols, signs, or behavior. So it's just a process by which information is being exchanged between individuals. So basically that is the definition of communication. And if we are to communicate it means we are transmitting our information, our thoughts, our feelings, so that it is satisfactorily received and understood. Now, there are key factors when we're talking about communication. It must be received, it must be understood. And this is why most times they say communication is a two-way interaction between people. It's a two-way, because it's not as if I'll be just be saying things now, and if you're not understanding what I'm saying, then there's really no communication. But if I say something and you get me and you truly understood everything I was trying to pass to you, that is when I will say communication has taken place, and that's where both parties understand what is being said. So that's actually what communication is.
Okay. So in my own term, I just like to say that communication is being heard, being listened to, and being understood. That is in simple layman's English.
It's true.
Conversations between two people, you are being heard. You're talking to someone, the person is listening to you, and then the person understands what you are saying. So let's quickly look at, when we talk about communication, relationship, and all that, so what are we to communicate about? What are we to talk about in a relationship and all of that? What do we talk about? So when we say, what do we talk about in a relationship? What do we communicate about all of that? It basically means everything.
Everything.
You are to talk about everything in a relationship, be it a marital relationship, be it dating and courtship. You are meant to communicate everything to your partner, especially when it comes to courtship, that you both are sure of getting married. You both are to communicate about everything.
That's true.
Yes. So everything, such as what are the everything that they should be?
Okay. Yeah, we wrote some things here: your goals, your visions, your likes, your dislikes, your ideologies, your events, expectations, dreams, and it goes on.
Yes.
Yeah. So
your family background,
yes,
your spirituality. Both of you, most times this spirituality thing, you have to talk about spiritual compatibility.
Yes,
where both of you would worship.
Yes.
Your mode of prayer, we teach this in our premarital classes. Your mode of prayer and all those things, it goes a long way to help the relationship. And we talk about your personality.
Yes.
Your temperament. your tendencies, and your expectation from the person as your partner. Talk about challenges, your fears, your battles. Like I remember when we were in relationship, I asked my husband, my fiance then, a lot of questions. I was particular about questions. I wanted to know more. I didn't keep quiet. I kept asking questions and questions. Intelligent conversations.
Yes.
That is what you both should be talking about. So it beats my imagination when people say they don't have what to talk about. And you both are planning to get married, right?
Okay, but how can we now explain someone who like doesn't really talk much?
One thing about effective communication, it is not in the volume of the words. It is in the intensity of the words that you speak. You understand? It has to do with intelligent conversations. You understand? Your partner might not be someone that talks so much. Like when he met me in a relationship, I was very shy. At first, when we started, I was very shy and all of that. I wouldn't say much, but I was having intelligent conversations. You understand? You not liking or not talking so much doesn't stop you from asking, okay, so where are you from?
Yes.
For example, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? At least intense and really basic that you should know about the person that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with. Your spirituality, where are we going to worship when we get married?
Yes.
How do you pray? What number of hours do you speak in tongues? Do you speak in tongues? What number of hours do you pray? You know, what are your ideologies about certain things? How would you want our kids to be raised? You know, what are your goals about family? What are your visions about family life? What have you always fantasized about your kind of home tomorrow? What you would want? These are conversations that it's not about the volume of words, but your partner being able to know where you are heading to in life, your perspective about some things, your goals, your visions, your ideologies, how brilliant you are. Do you know some couples cannot talk because they feel that they're not on the same intelligent level?
On the same level. Truly.
They feel that this person she's saying this, he's saying that. So their talk is usually divergent.
Yes. That's very true. And this is why most times it's always advisable that before you get married, there are several things that you consider.
Okay.
It's not that like this guy is so beautiful, this guy is so handsome. Yes, as wonderful as all those things may be, there are still some key things. And like I've seen some guys who feel okay, she's quite pretty, but like she didn't really go to school. So it is when he now gets married to her that you now begin to see like that level of he's like trying to say things at a higher level.
Ideas.
Okay, yes, and she cannot really like say something that will make like much sense, and he begins to feel bad and things like that. So it's good that like before two persons get married, they must take out time to consider some of these things, which is very vital for the marital relationship.
Okay, so that's being said about communication, because the truth of the matter is so many persons were deceived out of I don't talk much. They now got married and discovered that the marriage is boring. They are very lonely boring in that marriage.
Very boring.
He or she is not interested in having conversations with you. You would now know the necessity of communication in the days of courtship. So it's very important that both of you get to discuss on so many things before you finally get married to that person. Don't allow anybody to say I'm not the talking type, and you enter and you begin to see things that you did not plan to see.
Bargain for. You see, this matter of communication is very important. Just last 2 weeks I was speaking with a colleague. Okay, she's asking what's the topic. We are considering effective communication effective communication in a relationship, whether marital relationship, whether the courtship phase. So we're just considering effective communication. Now I was speaking with a colleague last week, and she was telling me that that the only challenge that she's having with her partner is that they don't communicate. They don't communicate. And I was like, how bad? She was like, if they try to talk, it will lead to quarrel. Each time they try to talk, it will lead to quarrel. So all they do is welcome. How was your day? Fine. She will just hold her phone. He too, he will hold his phone. So this thing is very serious. If we don't learn to communicate, it could lead to serious trouble in the marriage. Now, I would like to ask a question. How frequent should people converse in a healthy relationship or marriage?
Amen, ma.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to do with the availability of the partner, because you cannot say each relationship differs. Both
right?
Marital, both courtship, and all of that.
That's true.
Each relationship differs. The kind of job that we do as individuals, as partners, also differ. You cannot expect to communicate frequently with someone who is working in the bank.
Okay.
Like someone who is doing, which other job we like say that is of lesser
like a teaching
attention.
job.
Even, okay, yes, teaching job, they have break time and all of that. Okay.
Or like a normal like
a government staff.
A government
really?
staff.
Yes.
Civil servants, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you cannot compare that level of availability. So the demand for communication will be different. I think first of all, what we need to do, we need to understand what our partner is involved in, the kind of job, the kind of career, the kind of thing your partner is doing before you can demand a certain level of communication from that person.
Okay, I would like to say something. For some persons who claim, quote unquote, that they have busy jobs. Okay. Now, these persons who have busy jobs, they actually eat food, right? And they still create time to have their baths, right? And still use the toilet and things like this. So how come we get so busy to a point that we won't have time to communicate with our loved ones, or our spouse, or our fiancé now, or fiance, as the case may be? Because I actually feel that no matter how busy a job is, there must still be that time for the break, for you to eat food or something. What stops you from picking up your phone to chat that person up, just to even say hello, how are you doing? Because I've heard of some persons who keep giving that excuse, oh, I'm so busy. Because I personally feel that if you are truly interested in somebody, no matter how busy you are, you must create time.
Well, it has to do with the person's personality and priority.
Okay.
Yes. You have to know the personality of the person you are going to a relationship with. Some people enjoy conversations, intelligent conversations, while some people do not like to talk, really.
Okay.
That is their personality.
They don't like to talk.
They don't like to talk
like
much.
Talk much.
Yes. You talking is like you're disturbing them. Like a disturbance in their ears. So that is their personality now. And we can talk about those those who are melancholies and...
Okay. I still want to ask another question. For a lady who has the love language of quality time, like she wants you to spend time with her and things like that, and now she's getting married, let's say for example, a pastor, and the pastor is quite busy. He will go to work from 7 or 8. He will stay at times. He will still do extra counseling and everything. He's coming home by 9 and 10 p.m. How can they work out things in that kind of a situation?
The grace of God is sufficient.
Or do we ask Evelyn?
Mommy, please, we need answer, ma.
For somebody who wants quality time, and the spouse is like a pastor, quite busy, he's just there, ministry, and it's beginning to affect their marital relationship negatively. How can they address that? So, but let's just proceed while she gives us the answer.
Okay, especially for young ministers.
Who
are listening right now, that wants to know what it takes to
like balance
the two. Yes. Okay. So quickly, let's run along. Let's talk about what is most important in this communication of a thing, this conversation. What is most important? If we say the person is busy, the personality and the nature of the job, and everything, he doesn't want to talk and all those things. So amidst all those things, what is most important in communication? What should people look out for in communication? That's the most important.
The most important thing is whenever there's an opportunity for them to talk, let it be that like anytime you both eventually talk on that day, even if it's once, let it be filled with so much, understand? Like they should talk and express themselves and just discuss virtually everything that can be discussed, knowing fully well that you don't really get time to talk very frequently. So anytime that's like you guys have to talk, even if it's once in a day or twice in a day or once, you guys should just fill it with so much discussion. You talk, express yourself, and things like that.
Okay, I'm sorry, a question is coming to my mind.
Okay.
What do you think about a partner who hides or conceals information from his or her partner with the notion that it's not important? Basically, this is basically men, really. But some women do this too. With this thing that it's not important for me to tell him, or I don't want him to know on the woman's part now. So because I know that couples, they hide information from themselves because
Most especially men.
it's not especially men, but even some women do it too.
Yes.
They don't want their partner to know, their spouse to know about this particular thing, and then they were. What do you think about? Is it deceptive or is it?
I'll actually speak from the perspective of a man now.
Okay.
That for men, like most times, we don't usually say things too much. Understand, right? Like in the sense that there are times we feel we can handle some things, and we don't want to bug our wives, don't want to bug our family with that matter. But at times it becomes very dangerous because it is eating the man up, but yet he's not opening up. Understand it, right? Now, a good example is a man who is getting advances from a lady at his workplace. He might not open up to his wife. Why? He's feeling that he can handle it. He can handle it, and it's getting to a point that he can't really handle it. And at times it becomes too late. That's one. Then on the other hand, men don't usually talk too much. So that might be a factor that is making them not to really be expressive. Men don't usually talk too much. They always believe in news in brief. So just like give me the headline, and since they're interested in news in brief, they also give news in brief. So he might not tell you the whole thing. Not that he's trying to tell lies, but that is his mind. That like, do I have to tell her the whole thing?
But don't you think he's going to get into trouble when he tries to conceal or not tell her the whole? Because in his mind, it might not be concealing though. Let me not tell her the whole thing. But for example, now let me give a scenario.
Yes, please do.
Let me say, what example do I give? What do I do? Maybe he gave money to somebody at the estate or where the street or environment where people live. And he just gave the person money, for example, and let me say it is an opposite sex, for example. In his mind, he didn't do anything bad. But one thing, women, we love information. Just tell us. It doesn't mean that we are the ones to determine if you will do something or not do something. But just inform us of your moves, whatever you are doing, all that happened during your day. We just love that information and everything. It makes us feel loved. It makes us feel that you are paying attention. It makes us feel that you care about us. We're being carried along. Thank you. So the scenario where the man gives money to the opposite sex, for example, and because of this information in brief, he forgot. Let me use the word forgot. Or he felt it wasn't necessary to tell the wife about it. And then the wife was working in that estate or in that street or environment, whatever it is. And the person he gave money to saw her now appreciating the madam, thank you. I saw the money that you people gave to me. God bless people so much. And she's like looking.
No, like she just act along.
Certainly she will act along. Certainly, because nobody wants to feel that they are apart.
Yes.
You understand, with their spouse. But don't you think that when she comes home, it's going to be an issue? Not because of he gave money out, but because of the fact that he missed
out.
out that information. Now,
the thing there is that we just need to encourage ourselves that men should learn to communicate more. Yes, it's a thing. Men do not really talk. See, at times it's not because he's even trying to conceal things. He will just tell himself, is this one really important and everything. So men should just try as much as possible, learn it. It doesn't come so easy for all men. That's the truth. So, but we just need to encourage ourselves while we are trying to practice the principle of transparency and openness. So you can open up. Then it can also save you from some of those things that you feel I can handle it all by myself. It's very dangerous. You might not be able to handle it. So just open up and tell your wife.
Okay. So what will you say about a woman also that is getting advances at her place of work, or somebody is beginning to disturb her, or she's in one trouble or the other, but because of the husband would always say, I blame you, or I always knew you would behave like this, and always know that this is what you would do, and so she tries to hide that information from the husband or for whatever reason that it is, and she gets into trouble tomorrow.
It's the same thing, but the truth still remains that most women will open up if a man makes an advance to her than if a woman makes an advance to a man.
But do you know that there are some women, because of the way their husbands are, they would not open up.
They will not want to open up. Yes, that is even when there's an issue in the
when
home,
trust
things
is
like
broken
that.
or whatever it is.
But now you will see a good marriage, no challenge at all, no issues. But you will see the man, he won't open up, not because he's trying to hide, because he's feeling like he can conceal things. But it's never the best. Let's try. It doesn't come so easy for both the man and the woman, but let's try to open up. It will save us from unnecessary things.
No, I would just like to state that communication is the life of every relationship.
It's true.
And lack of communication is the death of that relationship.
Yes, it is.
So the building a healthy communication level or whatever, building a healthy communication in your relationship, either as a married couple or you are courting, would really help you tomorrow have a very beautiful home tomorrow, because you communicate on everything. You understand. I can remember while we were cutting, we would call her many times, tell ourselves this. It was so serious it was so serious to the point that if someone called my husband or called myself and told, for example, someone called me and said I met my husband at this place, I would say yes, I know. I will even go for tell you, he's wearing a red shirt, he's wearing this one, he's going to this place, he's holding a black bag and everything. That was how deep and intense our communication is. It is not unnecessary. Communication is not unnecessary in a relationship. Because I see how, especially some men, please forgive me, I'm not backlashing men, but I see how it's like a disturbance to them. We're coming to that, being interested in your partner's conversation, all that. But please, let's try. It means a lot to women. Most of the time, women, I'm speaking for you.
It means a lot to women.
We love to come back home and just download everything and just tell the husband, and then when you're talking to him and he's looking as if he's not really into what we are saying and all of that.
You won't even feel good at all.
Okay, so we're looking at what is most important in a relationship, and we're spoken about the fact that whenever both of you eventually communication should be healthy. Should be you both of you should talk, discuss, pass information, tell each other about your day, how your day is going, what should happen afterwards, and all of that. Then there should be affection in it. At least at the end of every communication, you should be able to say I love you or see you when you get back, or something passionate. So let's
then I just want to add to what she has said as regards communication being the life of any relationship. You see, one must really be conscious of this, and it pertains to both you and your partner, you and your relationship with God. Do you know that if you don't commune with God on a daily basis, you naturally begin to feel distance from God? Understand? And if you want to try it, stay for 2 to 3 days without that worship, prayers, or things like that. You begin to feel far from God. That's just how it is too. Now think of some couples and no form of communication, just passing information. Where is this one? Okay, have you paid school fees here? Where is that one? Okay, I want to eat this. That's what most the marriages is now. Just you keep passing information. That's heart to heart kind of communication. How was your day, baby? Oh, you listen to the person, oh, and everything. Wow, so, like them just talking at that heart to heart level. It's not there again. So, and you see, one must really be very careful and pay attention to communication, because it's the life of that relationship.
Okay, sorry, just to add to what you have said. I saw a video today, and Father's Day just finished celebrating Father's Day, and someone was preaching and he said something that if men would learn to add a little emotion, that to their relationship, their marital relationship, he was preaching, I think, to their marital relationship and everything, that it would help to spice up that relationship. And I saw in the comment section, women were really literally complaining now that yes, that this thing is their husbands would not add emotions. If you say anything, he will say, after I've provided for you, what else do you want me to do, and all of that. And so that he's always uptight, stiffed up, and they were talking about the fact that basically African boys, the way they were raised to man up. They were raised to conceal information. It's like in this part of the world, if a boy is crying,
he's crying to say, why are you crying? As a man, don't cry.
It's ladies that cry. So they made these guys become hard guys, which become hard men that don't even know how to show emotions again. You would check some of our fathers. They actually they love you in their hearts.
But
they care about you, or that
for some
show
of them, they don't know how to really express
of
it.
affection is not there. That connection, that thing is not there. They love you, not as if they don't love you. They love you so much, but they don't know how to put that emotions to play. And this also expands to their relationship with their wives or their spouses.
It's true.
A woman will want you to sit down, look at her, and say,
yes,
this, but you would she would talk to her, just say, and that's why you see, because that's why you see most women, some of them, they have friends, even as married women. They still have female friends very well.
Yes, because they still long for that communication,
that connection, that love, that affection, that play. Do you know that it boils down to the fact that so many couples don't even play? Yes, play.
They are just too serious with themselves.
Too serious.
Okay, so should we say lack of friendship could be a reason for poor communication?
Is it friendship? Because when you ask most couples, they'll tell you that they are friends with each other.
What do they really call friends? Understand? Because if you see how some couples act, you just too serious with themselves, and you begin to wonder what's the problem. Understand? So is it lack of friendship? You know that there's some wives that can't even play and just do like this with their husband. He will like, why you? He's feeling like, why are you doing like that and things, but it shouldn't be. As
bad as this is, do you know that some children have never seen their parents hug each other?
Yes.
And for us, even you see, kids love that. For a home to be beautiful, that atmosphere of love,
that show
of affection, kids want to see it. They love it. As little as our kids are, when we are hugging ourselves, before you know, they come around. They want to be part of the hug. They want it to.
They'll be smiling to themselves.
They'll come and hold you from they are reaching you on your leg, but both of them, they will hold you from that your leg. They want
one really has to be careful, sincerely. Now, I was speaking with a colleague at work last week, and I was like, so like, you don't hug your husband? She said hug. That if she hugs her husband, that even the children will say, hey, mom, you're hugging. I was like, ordinary hug. So it's just so bad, and it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be.
So please, let's be conscious of this thing. Let's be deliberate about this. I think we are coming to that. So we said that communication in a relationship is a healthy habit to form for your future marriage. That's for those who are not yet married. It's a good habit to imbibe for married people. Let your children see you both communicate.
Just laugh.
So you can't claim to love someone, and you went a day or two without talking to the person.
And that's the one that I can't really get for all those persons that say that they are so busy. I'm not against you being busy and everything, but what I keep asking myself, as busy as you are, like, don't you eat food? Don't you have your bath? So what stops you from just sending a text? Because I could remember a lady complaining that why she had to end her courtship with this particular guy was because there was no communication. He was always claiming that he was busy, at times for 1 week. How busy are you that you can't even say hello? How are you doing? Just checking up on you. That's fine. This one, nothing like that. All in the name that you are busy. No,
but there are some jobs,
right?
People that work under the sea, in water, submarine and all these things.
Don't they eat food?
But there's no network there.
Unless that.
There's no network there. I've seen someone like that.
These are the genuine ones now that could be allowed. That you are so like you're staying somewhere for like 2 to 3 weeks. There will be no service for you to even call or chat something. That's okay. Okay. But where you have service, you have network, and you keep saying you are busy. What are you doing like that? That you can't even just hold your phone and say hello. You see, so I really need to consider some of these things.
Okay, so let's thank you all that joined in and still joining in. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. So let's run along because we have something to do also by 7. So we want to leave here by 7. So for people asking, what should we talk about? Both as married couple, both as people for people in courtship, especially for married couples that they have been married for a couple number of years, a number of years.
Yes.
So that talk, shouldn't it finish? What should we continue to talk about? Then for those also in courtship, what should we be talking about like this? What should we be communicating?
So what should we talk about? What did we used to talk about?
Okay, so for those in relationship, just like we mentioned, talk about your goals. Talk about, because we are trying to be practical here. Talk about your visions. Talk about your likes. Talk about your dislikes. Talk about ideologies. Sometimes pick up a trending issue. And discuss about it. That they said that which issue can I give? This, let's say DNA stuff, or pick up.
A man helping out with home chores. You can just
home chores or whatever.
Bring up things.
And say what is your
just to
your
make him say something,
or joint account or whatever.
Just to get the person
discuss about your expectations. Most times, there's something I say to my husband that if couples will communicate how they want to be treated, if couples will teach their partner how they want to be treated, that it's going to make the home more beautiful. Your partner is not the Holy Spirit.
That's true.
He doesn't know what you want.
You really want.
He doesn't know what you are feeling at that moment. So a part of communication, especially for married couples, is the fact that you need to communicate how you are feeling to your partner. You need to communicate what you want from your partner, or what you want your partner to do for you. You need to communicate every bit of that. Give him that information when you are dealing with a man. Because seriously, men, according to Pastor Mildred, men didn't they? Like, if you want the man to do something, tell him every single little thing. So it's you just shooting yourself in the leg if you are expecting your partner to do something for you, or you are feeling a certain way. You're just bearing grudges in your heart and you have not communicated to your partner what you are feeling, what is going through. There are times we ask ourselves, what is going through your mind now?
It's true.
What are you thinking of now?
Just trying to get the
You're trying to get into the partner's mind.
Yes.
There are times he will ask me, I was way back from work or whatever, what should I get for you? Do you need anything before I reach the house? Do you need anything? There are times where I'm feeling overwhelmed with so many things, maybe taking care of the kids or whatever it is, and I just tell him, I feel so tired. I feel so overwhelmed. I just feel I need an outing now. I need to, even if it's a stroll, just to stroll out and just relieve my mind of all we talk, we communicate at that deeper. This is for married couples now, asking what should we continue to communicating about. Sometimes we see a movie, we see a movie and we discuss it. We discuss it and relate it to real life issues.
Yes, that's just how to help the
marriage.
Yes. You see,
the relationship.
People just really need to be intentional. Because if you leave this thing like this, it will begin to just like die down like that. Because once you get married, there will be so many things that will be calling for your attention. There are bills to pay, your workplace, so many things. So if you are not intentional and deliberate about building that solid foundation, that solid flow between you and your spouse, it will begin to like fade off. So you just have to be intentional, deliberately, like bring up things that will lead to you people talking and expressing. You just have to try.
Ladies, let me give you a secret. I've studied this with men now by virtue of living with my husband, and I feel that it's instead of somebody is up, is it Hadriel? He has woken up. Hadriel. So instead of nagging and saying, I am always the one bringing up things to talk. Ladies, please take this as a tip. When you develop and build the habit of speaking, of getting into the mind of your husband, you will discover that he will not be able to keep things away from you. That's the truth. Unconsciously, he begins to tell you things that he didn't even plan to tell you. So ladies, learn these tips. It's something I have realized over time, and I have worked on, and I have seen results. Men naturally would not tell you anything going on with them, how they feel, or come and discuss about it. But I get into the mind of my husband by bringing up talk, so that putting words in his mouth so that he can talk, so that I can check up on him. How is he feeling at this moment? Is anything bothering him? So I usually put the talk in his mouth. I've discovered that this has made him so open to me. He comes back from work, and naturally a man will not, you just give information, but because of I have tried to build that healthy relationship and connection with him, he begins to talk. Baby, do you know that today at work? And I'm like, really, for real? So what do you think about? I am putting words in his mouth, and I am getting.
Oh yeah, I'm putting words in my mouth. I see.
I am getting into his mind so that I can build that spot where he's comfortable with sharing anything with me, and it has helped me. It has helped our marriage. He is not able to keep secrets with me. Why? Because he's used to talking with me. So when he comes to, he finds it difficult to hide from me. Why? Because it's just a reflex action or something that is already in his subconscious mind that he's meant to tell me something. So even in times where I'm not talking, I'm not asking him, he just begins to go on his own. Why? Because we have built that pattern of relationship. So instead of nagging your husband and saying, I'm the one that's always bringing conversation, I'm the one that's always bringing this, get into his mind.
I actually right. Now she's right, because that's one of the things that most women complain about their husbands on. Okay. That men do not talk. Men do not talk. Just ask those that have been married. They'll tell you, men, they don't talk. They don't talk. Now, if you don't try to make him to say talk. Things, he will almost never say anything. He will just be there like that.
Disturb him. Climb on his body.
As you just be around him. Just keep saying things, you see, he will now begin to express himself, begin to say things. Men, most times, they are not really expressive. And this is why there's that tendency for them to cross from not being expressive to being
secrecy.
Yes. So they begin to hide things, but it's not intentional.
So women, this is a tip. Please don't allow him to stay quiet. Disturb him very well.
Don't disturb him too much, but just
be around him. Be in his face. Just
try to get him talking.
I heard from a pastor's wife that her husband, usually when he travels, he will forget to call them. Seriously, she said she used to get angry when they got married newly. She used to get angry. How can you get to this place? You have not called your family. You know nothing. So you know what she did? She bombarded him. So wherever he is, she will do video call with him. She will bring the children. She will chat with him. She doesn't leave him at all, since that is a weakness.
It's true.
That is a weakness on his part. So she does not. I heard from a pastor, like, really, she does not leave him at all. She would ensure that she's around him, whether he's around or not. That way, it just one thing with men: keep them around your perimeters. Just keep them around you and ensure that they now get to that point where they are able to share with you comfortably. And you will see that you will begin to enjoy your man. The issue of men don't talk, men don't talk.
Yes.
It's not going to be in play in your marriage. It's the truth. It's not going
true.
to be in play in your marriage
It's
because
true.
you have found a way, a hack of breaking into their system.
Thank you, sir. I can see Pastor Onoja Onu Isaac. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So then, like one thing that is key to communication is openness, transparency, sincerity. It is actually key. Couples must learn to be open, even those in a courtship or things like that. Let's learn to be open. Let's learn to be transparent. Once one person perceives that he's the one that is always saying the truth, or vice versa now, it is the lady that is always saying the right thing, and so it's not the best. Let's learn to be open to ourselves. If we intend to get married, and then let's set the pace of our marriage from the days of our courtship.
That's powerful. So I think, I don't know, do we still have time? Okay. So another point on that, what is most important in communication is be interested and deliberate about communication.
Yes.
In your marriage, in your relationship, be interested and be deliberate about communication. Most times you see couples, phone has replaced that connection. Phone has replaced it. You are talking to your partner and he or she is pressing phone. It's showing you just say something and you just say and sometimes they will not even answer you unconsciously, and you're like, are you listening to what I'm saying? Can you hear me? And I say, yes, I heard you. Okay, what did I say last? Yeah, you said this thing now.
That's very true.
So you must be interested in what your partner is saying to you. The rule is drop your phone down. You can press your phone when your partner is asleep in the night.
That's fine.
You can press your phone when you are away from your partner, but when someone is, even your kids, when they are talking to you, your partner is talking to you, put your phone down and give the person full attention. Okay, so do you want to say?
Yes. If you want to truly test the communication level between you and your spouse, let there be no phone, let there be no system, let there be no television. Then you guys should stay in the same space, just two of you, and talk. Then let there be no talks on children or things like that. You see that most couples don't really have things to gist about. If you take out phone, if you take out some things like this, there's nothing to talk about, and it's not supposed to be. Let's learn to communicate even without phone, without things. I've seen some like some guys, you see their wives trying to talk to them, and they're pressing their phone, and they're like, no, just keep like saying the things you're saying. I can hear you. It's not supposed to be. Understand? Real and effective communication should be with your whole body, with your whole mind, your spirit, your eyes, your ears. Everything is actually paying
your body
attention.
language.
Your body language to what your spouse is communicating. Not that your spouse is saying something and you're just pressing phone, you're doing something, you're just doing it's not the best. Let's try to show interest in ourselves, and it will help the communication level.
Yes, then just like we have said, be deliberate about communication. Just bring up things that will make you both converse. Bring up things you can be from a movie you saw together,
yes.
or from something that happened and you want to know your partner's thoughts on it. Because most of the people might be thinking, you have been married for how many years? What else are you both going to talk about? But just it could be politics, it could be football, it could be finance, it could be spirituality, it could be trendy topics. Yes, it could be sharing of ideas, sharing of things that happened within the day. Just ensure that you are being deliberate and intentional about your communication. Honestly,
Yes.
when you build a healthy communication in marriage or in a relationship that is leading to
To
marriage,
pay off.
you will reap the benefits.
Very true.
You will not be able to relate when people are saying they don't understand, they don't know what to talk about. You don't be able
It's
to
true.
relate.
It's true.
Relate
It's true.
with it. You understand? So your partner, even just knowing that he or she has someone to talk to, helps the marriage not to be boring. I
Very
don't
true.
know.
Very true. Very true. Then I would want to give one secret to men who feel
She's talking too much.
she's talking too much. Understand it? Because that's one this thing that men you always love to complain that she talks too much. One, you must be aware that that's how she's
Her makeup.
good. She's just designed to talk. Don't use the word too much. She's actually designed to talk. So allow her to talk. Now, one trick for most guys is that just try to listen. Even if you don't actively contribute, just listen. She will feel cool. Just be saying things to her, like she's saying things to her. See how my day went. You like just keep answering. So your day went like this. So how? Just keep like making her know that you are actually following what she's saying, and she feels good. Just keep on. So your day went like this and everything, and she feels very fine, and she feels that this man is actually listening to me. But that kind of thing, when you are painting the picture that
Your talk is
or you talk too much, just keep quiet, let's sleep. Then she will not really feel free to talk with you again next time.
Okay, so an aspect in communication, in disagreement, in argument, couples having heated arguments, or they are quarreling, or they are disagreeing, or whatever it is, how would one still maintain effective communication of one person listening, another person understanding, and how would the act of communication and act of listening
One
happen?
person just needs to be like more mature.
Because this is real life
Understand it, right?
issues.
One person just needs to be like more mature, because like she's raising her voice, he's raising his voice. Who will listen to each other? And there will really be no like way out. One person just needs to be more mature to even calm down. Okay, what are you saying? Let's hear what
Is
they're
it possible in a heated argument with couples that people are both of them are angry?
Well, if I will even want to cancel, is to avoid that scenario.
But is it possible for couples
In that heated, quote unquote, argument,
heated,
it can be
avoided?
It can.
So
it can.
how would I still want to ask
Yes,
couples
go ahead.
who are having issues quarreling and how would actually the act of communication, listening and being understanding, say how would one be able to just advise couples really?
Okay.
How would couples be able to, in your anger, still be able to still communicate to your spouse in love, or keep quiet and listen when your partner is speaking? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to ask.
And this is why I keep saying at least one of the partners just needs to be more controlled at that point. There's just no way that the two of you, like your head would just be hot. It won't go that way, and it will not be the best. One person just needs to be more mature to even say, okay, let me hear you out. Because if couples will just try and practice this, that your husband's head can't be on fire and use your head to be on fire, it won't lead to the best at all. But if one person's head is on fire and the other person is just calm, trying to listen to
one
what
person is the fire service.
for fire service, just to quench it
extinguisher,
down, you see that like there really be no much quarrels and things like that. One just needs to ask God to help. And in Galatians 5:22 talks about the fruits of the Spirit, and one of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control. So one should make the demand and ask God for the grace to be self-controlled, not to get involved in that kind of heated argument.
Okay, I pray that God will help us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay, so the act of listening And the key to effective communication is understanding.
Yes.
That is being heard and being understood. Then, and the key to understanding is listening. So it's when you listen to someone that you're
that you
able
can
to
truly understand their point, their perspectives, and things like that.
Yes. So if you don't listen, and these things happens in relationship, either marriage or marital relationship or courtship, very well.
Yes.
You already have something that you want to answer your partner in your heart. You already have assumptions about your partner in your partner in your heart. So when your partner is talking, you are almost not listening. That's the truth. You are just hearing, it's just entering, but you're not listening.
Yes.
Because why? You listen. You already have something you want to say. So you're just waiting to attack.
To finish talking, then you.
Sometimes they won't even wait. Once the person says something, just counteract it and just why? Because you already have a response in your heart.
It's true.
But really, by the grace of God, if partners will really listen to themselves, you understand. You will discover that you will be able to empathize more and understand what this person is saying, even in heated arguments. But if you already have a preconceived assumption in your heart, or notion concerning your partner, you won't listen. You're just hearing, and it's sounding like noise in your ear. Before you know, you are out and you are saying a whole lot of things. Pray that God will help us in our relationships. But just know that once there's an argument, one person should be calmer and the other person. When everything is done and done with, you can go to the person and still try to talk about the issue. You understand, to see how you can resolve it. Okay, so if there's any question, please.
Yes, you can
go ahead to type it.
Type it in the comments section.
Yes, type it.
So if you have any question as regards communication so far, please you can ask, or as regards our previous topics that we've handled, please feel very free to ask in the comment section, and we will respond to that.
It's not easy to talk.
Actually, it's not easy.
Suddenly you're straining your voice.
Yes.
So
for them to hear.
The last point I will be talking about is be committed to individual and mutual growth and development. So this is very important if you are in any kind of relationship. Marital relationship and courtship. As a matter of fact, one of the signals that you should check out in for someone that is coming now in dating before it leads to courtship is how committed they are to both your growth, their own growth, that's individual growth, and mutual growth and development. That's one of the ways to know if someone is actually serious about the person's life, or if you're going to get results from the person. Because someone that is not committed to growth and development in his or her own life would not be committed to yours. And for a relationship to work out beautifully well, it has to be mutual growth and development. Both of you have to be working on yourself, committed to each other, checking up on each other. I can remember in our relationship days, we usually ask, he would tell me he wanted me to read my Bible, so and so, he wanted me to pray. In short, you asked me, when I met him at first, I had all those songs. I think we have a question. I had all those songs. Okay, do you want to read out the question?
Yes, we have a question from Edith here. He said, how do you handle a partner that finds it difficult to open up what he's going through? Yes, it is actually the case with most men. That is just the truth. See, I'm speaking not just as a marriage counselor now, but even as a man. It is actually difficult for most men to open up. One, you must try to get him to trust you. Yes, it's possible that you are feeling we are actually husband and wife, so why shouldn't he be free to talk to me? No, it's a different thing. Let him get to the point that he can trust you to say things to you. Now, I know of most men who will be going through a whole lot, who will never open up to their spouse. Why? Because they don't even know how she will take it. So yes. So how you can handle such is to continue to show him love. By criticizing him, by attacking him, you won't get the best at all from anybody else. So continue to show him love so that he can trust you the more, and let him feel so comfortable and free saying anything to you. And when he now opens up, please don't say, so you are going through this and you didn't talk. You see that like next time now he won't like say much to you. So just try to show him love and how do I put it now? Like bring him to the point where he can trust you and say, truly, this person, I'll just open up everything to this person, and he will definitely speak.
Just to add to that, one of the things that puts men off is that they tell you something and they hear it with another person. You're going to tell your family members, your friends, your family,
he will
not be safe to tell you something.
It's true.
Let him be sure that once he says something to you, it stays in the home. No matter what, it stays in the marriage. And your reaction to what he says to you.
It's true.
There was a day, Ananda and I were having a conversation, and he said, I've forgotten what I asked him or what he asked me or whatever it is, but he said something, said why it looks as if most men don't speak up to their wives is because of their reaction. The way she will react, either in criticizing him, in scolding him, in just blow up the whole issue and make a big. Do you remember that conversation? Make a big mold or attack the person.
Did you know that? It's true.
Then I told my husband something. I said one antidote to that is that if you want to tell a woman something, tell her this thing. There's something I want to say to you. This is your reaction. Point. I told him. I said, point the reaction to her. This is how you are going to react. So I told him that once you've pointed the reaction to this person, the person will now calm down, knowing that it's like they don't know me finish. So the person will not react that way. So I told him that if you want to tell a woman something and you know that it's something that she's going to, so because women are emotional beings, that first of all tackle her reaction and say, I want to tell you something, and I know that this is how, and this is how you are going to react. I don't want you to react like this. I want you to react maturely in this thing I'm going to say to you, because your reaction is not going to solve the issue. It's not going to help out now. And it's not going to help me, my emotional state also. So, this thing I'm saying to you, do not react in this way, and then you go ahead to say the thing to the person. As long as you have tackled the person's reaction, she's not going to react in that way. I don't know. This is a tip, man. If this helps for your wife not to be scolding, just tell her this is how you always react. That's why I don't tell you things. Now I'm trying to tell you this thing. You better don't react in this particular way. If not, I won't say it to you again. That will make her really calm, really. I hope this helps.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay. So just 1 minute to go. Oh, okay. Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Feel free to private chat us.
Yes, if you still need further clarity.
Okay, so I have a conference I'm running to catch up on.
You can invite them, I think.
Okay, do we have married women here?
Yes,
okay, if we have married women here, please send a message immediately. Just check my husband's page. You will see certainly a WhatsApp number that we use on any of our flyers or whatever. Check his page, send him a message of Intentional Wives and Moms. Yes. Our conference starts today.
It's starting now.
7. So immediately, just quickly at the end of this live, send husband and send that message. It's our general WhatsApp line, and you will be added to the Intentional Wives and Moms conference, which is starting now. It is loaded, and I trust that God will help us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, that's all.
Yeah, that's
all right. Thank you. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye. Thank you for joining in. God bless you.